Communication is something that many of us take for granted. But Nick, a little 11-year-old boy, has a neurological condition which inhibits his ability to speak to anyone outside of his own family and close friends. Nick has selective mutism, an anxiety disorder that affects more than 7 out of every 1,000 children. You may have met a selective mute at some point in your life, but you may not have noticed because of the symptoms of shyness and silence, which are so common in many nervous children. When I first heard about Nick from a flyer in the library, I immediately wanted to help him. For months now, I've been working with him, and I have grown and learned so much from the journey. My experiential application has deepened, and I have learned a lot about this disorder, its causes, symptoms, and treatments. It is so important that I share this new knowledge with you, because though selective mutism, or SM, is not a rare disorder, it is not as widely known as other similar disorders. By spreading this knowledge, we can work together to eradicate the ignorance of SM and cooperate in implementation of new treatments, both pharmacological and therapeutic, to help these children to speak. First, to understand SM, we must understand its background, which includes causes and symptoms. The most characteristic trait of a child with SM is that the child is able to speak normally at home, but when they enter an unfamiliar location or with unfamiliar people, they just freeze up and can't speak. This is caused by an extreme social anxiety, which involves imbalance of electrochemical signals in the brain. Many parents observe this change at school as the child just being shy or obstinately refusing to talk. Although this may be the case for some children, children with true SM cannot talk, no matter how hard they try or how much they want to. The cause or causes of SM are unknown because children with this social phobia come from all different groups, environmental, genetic, and social groups. However, a family history of anxiety, extreme shyness, or SM itself could increase the risk factor for a child to get SM. Finally, even though you may not have even heard of SM before or known a person with SM, recent studies show that more than 7 out of 1,000 children are affected by the disorder. This prevalence rate exceeds that of autism, Tourette's, obsessive-compulsive disorder, which are all so much more commonly known. I personally came across much of this information by researching SM both online and in print. My motivation wasn't personal, though. I was researching to help Nick overcome his illness. Each day that I work with Nick is a learning experience. The first time I came to his house, he shied away and didn't make eye contact, didn't speak to me, of course. When I researched it, various experts said that different treatments were available, from pharmacological treatments to more non-invasive methods like play therapy, which is what I decided to do with Nick. One thing I learned for sure is that the play therapist should be able to gain the child's trust and be a good communicator. According to Dr. Crenshaw, a child psychologist who has been working with SM for over 30 years, the therapist should not have expectations for the child to speak. The therapist should just be in the moment and be playful. Since I had the knowledge to do the therapy, it was up to me to decide whether I could gain Nick's trust or not. So, I did my best, and gradually, Nick began to warm up to me. He started to make eye contact, started to smile at my jokes, and 2 months later, he started to whisper to me, which is huge progress for an SM child in such a short amount of time. At this point, I've gained his trust, and I will hopefully begin to see him improving soon. However, play therapy is not the only possible treatment of SM. There are numerous others that are currently being explored. Professionals, both medical and therapeutic, are exploring new methods to treat SM. Pharmacological treatments include anxiety disorder medications such as Prozac and other antidepressants. However, these aren't as effective because they only treat the symptoms of SM, and they don't get down to the root cause. So when the child stops medication, they get the symptoms back. Therapeutic treatments treat the root cause, like psychotherapy and play therapy. Another one is called sliding in, where the therapist comes closer and closer to an environment in which the child is already comfortable with their parents or at home. There are many new ideas which are being experimented on now, and this brings much hope to the SM community. All in all, SM is a disorder that everybody should know about for several reasons. Firstly, its prevalence rate is very high, much higher than many more well-known disorders such as autism. Secondly, it is often mis or undiagnosed due to its similarity to just plain shyness. And thirdly, a child with SM needs the people around him or her to understand so that we can help, support, and form a support group for them. Without us, SM children suffer through school with teachers that don't understand. So we must educate the educators and educate the public about this disorder so that the child can feel more at home and easily get over his or her fear. Or we can even help more directly, like I did play therapy with Nick. Now Nick is on his way to normal fearless speech. Though the real causes of SM are not known and there is no official treatment, just by recognizing the symptoms in a child, we can ensure that the affected children get the care and attention they need to thrive. Together, with all this information I've presented, we can truly spread the message about SM, and we can help these children to find their voices. Thank you very much.